Yena salakaya sakshur militan yena tasmai sri gurave namaha. Namo Vadinyaya Krishna prema pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya namne Gauratvise namaha. Vanchakalpatarupyascha kripa sindhupya evacha patitanam pavanepyo vaishnavepyo namo namaha. We're reading from Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta by Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa, Kavirāja Gosvāmī Maharaj, and whose disappearance day we remember today, together with the disappearance day of Raghunath Gosvāmī Maharaj and Raghunath Bhattadas Gosvāmī Maharaj and Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī Maharaj. 3 disappearance days, Virobhav, and we can refer to the Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta.com, where Śrīla Gurudev and Śrīla Guru Maharaj giving beautiful lecture on this specific day of their disappearance. Then we're reading from Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta Madhya-līlā, chapter 1, the later pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. For 5 consecutive days all the people gathered to see the Lord, and still there was no rest. Out of fear of the crowd, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left at night and went to the town of Kulia, present-day Navadvip. Hearing of the Lord's arrival in Kuliagram, that is text 152, many hundreds and thousands of people came to see him. The specific acts performed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at this time were his showing favor upon Devananda Pandit and excusing the Brahmana known as Gopala Chapala from the offense he had committed at the lotus feet of Srivas Thakur. Many atheists and blasphemers came and fell at the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord in return excused them and gave them love of Krishna. When Sri Nishingananda Brahmachari heard that the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to Vrindavan, he became very pleased and mentally began decorating the way there. First, Nishingananda Brahmachari contemplated a broad road starting from the city of Kulia. He bedecked the road with jewels, upon which then he laid a bed of stemless flowers. He mentally decorated both sides of the road with bakula flowers trees, and all intervals on both sides he placed lakes of a transcendental nature. These lakes had bathing places constructed with jewels, and they were filled with blossoming lotus flowers. There were various birds chirping, and the water was exactly like nectar. The entire road was surcharged with many cool breezes, which carried the fragrances from various flowers. He carried the construction of this road as far as Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Within the mind of Nishingananda Brahmachari, the road could not be constructed beyond Caitanya-caritāmṛta. He could not understand why the road's construction could not be completed, and thus he was astonished. With great assurance, he then told the devotees that Lord Chaitanya would not go to Vrindavan at that time. Nishingananda Brahmachari said, "The Lord will go to Caitanya-caritāmṛta and then will return. All of you will come to know of this later, but I now say that this with great assurance." When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to proceed from Kulia toward Vrindavan. Thousands of men were with him, and all of them were devotees. Wherever the Lord visited, crowds of innumerable people came to see him. When they saw him, all their unhappiness and lamentation disappeared. Wherever the Lord touched the ground with his lotus feet, people immediately came and gathered the dirt. Indeed, they gathered so much that many holes were created in the road. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eventually arrived at the village named Ramakeli. This village is situated on the border of Bengal and is very exquisite. While performing Sankirtan in Ramakeli Gram, the Lord danced and sometimes lost consciousness due to love of God. While he was at Ramakeli Gram, an unlimited number of people came to see his lotus feet. When the Mohammedan king of Bengal heard of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's influence in attracting innumerable people, he became very astonished and began to speak as follows. Such a person who is followed by so many people without giving them charity must be a prophet. I can surely understand this fact. The Mohammedan king ordered the magistrate, "Do not disturb this Hindu prophet out of jealousy. Let him do his own will wherever he likes." When the Mohammedan king asked his assistant, Caitanya-caritāmṛta, for news of the influence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Caitanya-caritāmṛta, although knowing everything about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, tried to avoid the conversation by not giving any importance to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. Caitanya-caritāmṛta informed the Mohammedan king that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a mendicant touring different places of pilgrimage, and that, as such, only a few people came to see him. Caitanya-caritāmṛta said, "Out of jealousy, your Mohammedan servant plots against him. I think that you should not be very interested in him, for there is no profit in it. Rather, there is simply loss." After pacifying the king in this way, Caitanya-caritāmṛta sent a Brahmana messenger to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, requesting him to leave without delay. In private, the king inquired from Dabirakash, Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī, who began to speak about the glories of the Lord. Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī said, "The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who gave you this kingdom and whom you accept as a prophet, has taken birth in your country due to your good fortune. This prophet always desires your good fortune. By his grace, all your business is successful. By his blessings, you will attain victory everywhere. Why are you questioning me? Better that you question your own mind, because you are the king of the people. You are the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore you can understand this better than I." Thus Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī informed the king about his mind as a way of knowing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He assured the king that whatever occurred in his mind could be considered evidence. The king replied, "I consider Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is no doubt about it." After having this conversation with Rupa Gosvāmī, the king entered his private house. Rupa Gosvāmī, then known as Dabirakash, also returned to his residence. After returning to his residence, Dabirakash and his brother decided, after much consideration, to go to see the Lord incognito. Thus, in the dead of the night, the two brothers, Dabirakash and Shakara Malika, went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu incognito. First they met Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur told Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that two personalities, Sri Rupa and Sanatan, had come to see him. In great humility, both brothers took bunches of straw between their teeth, and each binding a cloth around his neck, they fell down like rods before the Lord. Upon seeing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the two brothers were overwhelmed with joy, and out of humility they began to cry. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked them to get up and assured them of all good fortune. The two brothers got up, and again taking straw between their teeth, they humbly offered their prayers with folded hands. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most merciful Saviour of the fallen souls. All glories to the Supreme Personality. Sir, we belong to the lowest class of men, and our associates and employment are also of the lowest type. Therefore, we cannot introduce ourselves to you. We feel very much ashamed standing here before you. Dear Lord, let us inform you that no one is more sinful than us, nor is there any offender like us. Even if we wanted to mention our sinful activities, we would immediately become ashamed, and what to speak of giving them up? Both brothers submitted. Dear Lord, you have incarnated to deliver the fallen souls. You should consider that in this world there is none so fallen as us. You have delivered the two brothers Jagai and Madai, but to deliver them you did not have to exert yourself very much. The brothers Jagai and Madai belonged to the Brahmana caste, and their residence was in the holy place of Navadvip. They never served low-class persons, nor were their instruments to abominable activities. Jagai and Madai had but one fault. They were addicted to sinful activity. However, volumes of sinful activities can be burned to ashes simply by a dim reflection of the chanting of your holy name. The two brothers, Shakara Malika and Dabira Kash, very humbly submitted that due to their abominable activities, they were now bound by the neck and hands and had been thrown into a ditch filled with abominable stool-like objects of material sense enjoyment. No one within the three worlds is sufficiently powerful to deliver us. You are the only Saviour of the fallen souls. Therefore, there is no one but you. If you simply deliver us by your transcendental strength, then certainly your name will be known as the Saviour of the fallen souls. Let us speak one word that is very true. Plainly hear us, O merciful one. There is no other object of mercy within the three worlds but us. We are the most fallen, therefore by showing us your mercy is most successful. Let the power of your mercy be exhibited throughout the entire universe. Let us submit one piece of information before you, dear Lord. It is not at all false, but is full of meaning. It is this: if you are not merciful upon us, then it will be very, very difficult to find more suitable candidates for your mercy. We are very depressed at being unfit candidates for your mercy. Yet since we have heard of your transcendental qualities, we are very much attracted to you. Indeed, we are like a dwarf who wants to capture the moon. Although we are completely unfit, a desire to receive your mercy is awakening within our minds. By serving you constantly, one is freed from all material desires and is completely pacified. When shall I engage as your permanent eternal servant and always feel joyful to have such a fitting master? After hearing the prayer of Dabira Kash and Shakara Malika, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear Sabira Kash, you two brothers are my old servants. My dear Shakara Malika, from this day your names will be changed to Srila Rupa and Srila Sanatan. Now please abandon your humility, for my heart is breaking to see you so humble. You have written several letters showing your humility. I can understand your behavior from those letters. By your letters I could understand your heart. Therefore, in order to teach you, I sent you one verse which reads as follows. If a woman is attached to a man other than her husband, she will appear very busy in carrying out her household affairs. But within her heart, she is always relishing feelings of association with her paramour. I really had no business in coming to Bengal, but I have come just to see you two brothers. Everyone is asking why I have come to this village of Ramakeli. No one knows my intentions. It is very good that you two brothers have come to see me. Now you can go home. Do not fear anything. Birth after birth, you have been my eternal servants. I am sure that Krishna will deliver you very soon." The Lord then placed his two hands on the heads of both of them, and in return they immediately placed the lotus feet of the Lord on their heads. After this, the Lord embraced both of them and requested all the devotees present to be merciful upon them and deliver them. When all the devotees saw the mercy of the Lord upon the two brothers, they were very gladdened, and they began to chant the holy name of the Lord, Hari, Hari. All the Vaishnavas, associates of the Lord, were present, including Nityananda, Haridas Thakur, Srivas Thakur, Gadadhar Pandit, Mukunda, Jagadananda, Murari, and Fragreshvara. In accordance with the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the two brothers Rupa and Sanatan immediately touched the lotus feet of these Vaishnavas, who all became very happy and congratulated the two brothers for having received the mercy of the Lord. After begging the permission of all the Vaishnavas present, the two brothers, at the time of their departure, humbly submitted something at the lotus feet of the Lord. They said, "Dear Lord, although the king of Bengal, Nawab Hussain Saha, is very respectful towards you, you have no other business here. Kindly depart from this place. Although the king is respectful towards you, he still belongs to the Yavana class and should not be believed. We think that there is no need for such a great crowd to accompany you on your pilgrimage to Vrindavan. Dear Lord, you are going to Vrindavan with hundreds and thousands of people following you, and this is not a fitting way to go on a pilgrimage." Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Sri Krishna himself, the Supreme Lord, and was therefore not at all fearful, he still acted like a human being to teach neophytes how to act. Having spoken thus, the two brothers offered prayers to the lotus feet of the Lord and returned to their homes. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then desired to leave that village. Okay, we stop here. Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta Madhya-līlā chapter 1, the later pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Jai Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Vedanta Swāmī Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Śrīla Gurudev. Shall we stop here?
We finished the notes already, the end notes.
Okay.
So maybe you want to start
A little bit?
A new book?
Oh, you finished the whole book already? Yeah? With what?
Well, it's just the end notes explaining extra parts of the...
Yeah.
It's like...
So, chapter 17 was the last...
Which one is that? That is chapter
Absolute
17.
Harmony.
Oh, that one, yes. You want to read a little bit from that?
Yeah, okay. Reading from In the Light of Loving Devotion, from talks from Śrīla Bhakti, Om Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Rakak Siddhadev Gosvāmī Maharaj. Chapter 17, Absolute Harmony, that is page 219. Autocratic Absolute. The Absolute is not under any law. He is an autocrat. Whatever is against his will is objectionable. And of those objectionable things, there may be thousands and more, because he is to whom those offenses may be committed is infinite. He is not under any law. To think that he is so, to become fixed in such a conception about him, and to think that we ourselves must always follow this idea in our relation to him, that is for the beginners. They should do so, but as much as one will make progress, as much as he will be nearer to him, to that autocratic subject, to the Lord, he will know what is his sweet will and what is not, and he will do accordingly. In this way there is development, progress and adjustment. For the primary class, the beginners, most important is the law, the Shastra. In the middle stage, it is the will of his agents. Whatever is not approved by the Guru and the Vaishnava should be avoided. And in the highest stage, in relation to the Absolute, the whimsical Absolute, whatever he wants, that is what must be supplied. And whatever he does not want, if we do that, it is an offense. Do you follow? Devotee, yes. Śrīla Maharaj. That he is autocrat means he is not under any law, rather his will is law. So we have also like Uttama Adhikari, the highest devotee, then Madhyam Adhikari and Kanishta Adhikari. And in that video that Ananta Govinda Prabhu sent yesterday, Govinda Maharaj said, Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj is Uttama Adhikari. And we know also like Śrīla Govinda Maharaj is Uttama Adhikari. The flow of the Lord's sweet will. Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told me, in order to show the difference between karma and bhakti, that is of a Vaishnava, has ordered me, that if a Vaishnava has ordered me, give me a flower, and I'm bringing a flower to him, and then he says, no flower, give me water, and I say, oh, you already asked for a flower, take it. That will be karma. It is to push our will on him. But the Lord is autocrat. He can do and undo. He desired something, and as a servant I was supplying that. But now he doesn't want that, so I must stop there. I cannot say, oh, you asked for this item first, and with great energy I have collected it, so you must take it. No, he is autocrat. He is free, and his free will is over all. I am Nitya Das, his eternal slave. My position is always to serve him, without consideration of law or anything else. He is autocrat, absolute good. Whatever he wants, that is all in all. Whatever he has told at one time, he can change. In the Shastra also he has said. Dit is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11 Canto verse 11. Who is the best devotee? One who can understand that in the Shastra I have given so many orders, still to satisfy me. One who can neglect those orders already given and can understand that I want and come to satisfy me crossing the directions of the Shastra, he is the best of all devotees. The Master's eye. So it is not a sterilized thing. What we are approaching, what we are going to deal with, it is not anything under law. He is the lawmaker, and his will is everything. He said, "Let there be water," and there was water, and let there be light, and there was light. He is the cause of all causes, and he is living, and whatever is his desire at any moment, we want to do that. The first-class servant will always look to his master's eye, and whatever he desires, in the very moment, he will do that. What he has ordered in the past, he can cancel. He gave that order, and he can cancel it and give a new one. And whatever he will desire from us at the present moment, we shall do that, up to our death. It is not that what was previously done, the old thing, we shall represent that to him. That won't do. That is not devotion proper. Do you follow? I can imagine you at the veranda at the lotus feet of Srila Govinda Maharaj. There was always something what was changing, and you had to, go with that flow. What Srila Govinda Maharaj was presenting to the servitors there on the veranda, right? Always, I can imagine like that. Do you follow, Srila Śrīla Maharaj says, devotee, to some extent? Srila Śrīla Maharaj, try to understand. It is a clear thing. It is not abstruse. Whatever he has ordered, he can cancel. He can order, and he can cancel the order and give a new order, and that should be done. He has asked a particular section of servitors, do this, then again, no, do that, and the after order will stand. This is the case everywhere. Even in the material instance, the state makes a law, and then they may change that law. Similarly, he is the designer and destiner of everything. We cannot put him under any law. We will prepare ourselves with this attitude. Whatever is his demand, I shall supply that. Here there is no question of any law, even if the order is issued by he himself previously. That won't apply on him. He is not bound by that. So Krishna says, give up all varieties of religion and surrender to me alone. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1866, the famous verse, Sarva dharmam parijayam mam ekam sharanam braja. Whatever was first ordained by him in the Shastra, do this and this. Now he says, give up everything and come to me. I am above law. Shall we stop here for today? Jai, in the light of loving devotion, last chapter, absolute harmony, ki Jai. Jai, Srila Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti, Rakak Śrīla Dev Gosvāmī Maharaj ki Jai. Jai, Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Gosvāmī Maharaj ki Jai. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopala Govindaram Sri Madhusudan.
Gopala Govindaram Sri Madhusudan.
Giridhari Gopinath Sri Caitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Kavirāja Siva Sari Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhattara Guna Siddhiva Gopala Bhatta Dasara Guna Jai Kusai Kuri Jaya Nabanda Yaoite Vignana Savishta Pura Jai Kusai Jamui Tarada Dansavara Paravenu Panchaka Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanebas Janame Janame Moe Abhilas Jai Kusai Jabe Bracha Kolaba Radha Krishna Nitya-līlā Purila Prakash Anande Bolari Bhaja Vrindavan Sri Guru Vaishnava Pare Majayama Sri Guru Vaishnava Pata Koriya Hari Nam Sankirtana Kore Narottamadas Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Kora Haribo Haribo Nitai Kora Haribo Nitai Kora Haribo Haribo Nitai Kora Haribo Jaya Sabharkar Sisi Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Kavirāja Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Gosvāmī Maharaj Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Rakak Śrīdhar Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai. Bhagavan Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Sri Rupanuga Gurvarga ki jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki jai. Om Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Vedanta Swāmī Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Caitanya Saraswati Sri Acharya Vrinda ki jai. Grantharaj Śrīmad Bhagavatam Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai. Sri Caitanya Saraswati ki jai. Sri Caitanya Saraswati London chapter ki jai. Sarpashada Sri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Sarpashada Sri Mama Prabhu ki jai. Sri Navadvip Dham ki jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sri Purushottama Dham ki jai. Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees ki jai. All glories to the world devotees ki jai. Tirubhav Mahotsav of Srila Raghunath Das Gosvāmī Maharaj, Srila Raghunath Bhatta Das Gosvāmī Maharaj, and Srila Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī Maharaj. Tirubhav Mahotsav Days ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Saraswati Didi ki jai.